What is up, everyone, and welcome back to my channel for another Hot Toys figure preview video. Today we are back again after an unboxing video done yesterday. We're back on the figure previews, right? These last couple of weeks Hot Toys has been releasing a lot of figures, right? So I'm barely trying to play catch up, right? And today we're going to be taking a look at the Joker, played by Joaquin Phoenix, from obviously that Joker movie in 2019, if I'm not mistaken, is when this movie was released. And obviously, there's a second Joker movie coming up this year, if I'm not mistaken, later on this year, with Lady Gaga as Harley Quinn, and obviously Joaquin Phoenix returning as the Joker, right? So, Hot Toys has decided to release an Artisan edition Joker, right? Also a collector edition as well, for those of you guys who are interested in the plastic hair, right? Obviously, as I mentioned on previous videos before, some of you guys are not, really too fond of that Artisan look, right? Some people prefer the collector edition, right? They prefer to have that plastic look to the figure. They sometimes don't want to struggle, right, with all that rooted hair. So I'm glad to know that Hot Toys has given us both options as collectors to see which one we want to go ahead and pick, right? Now, right now, as of today, the Artisan edition is pretty much sold out, right? But there is a collector edition still available right now. For that price of $340, I believe the Artisan edition was $460, right? So if you guys are interested in getting the collector edition, I will include on the description of the video the link to Sideshow Collectibles, so that way you guys can go ahead and pick them up, right? So Joker was the fifth of six figures released on that special six-figure day last Monday, where basically we got six figures all at once. And to me, I still feel the same way to be the best day Hot Toys has ever had, right, as far as releases. But again, today we're taking a look at this Joker. So I'm gonna do a little bit different. I'm sorry guys, I'm gonna do something a little bit different for this preview video. So not only am I gonna talk about this Joker figure itself, but I also have the link to Queen Studios, right? So I am in Queen Studios' website as well, because obviously they have released their own Joker as well. So I do kind of want to make some comparisons right now, because unfortunately I will not be buying one of these two figures, and I will let you guys know at the end of the video which figure that is that I will not be purchasing, right? But basically I did want to go ahead and make comparisons between both of these figures, right? Obviously with Inart Queen Studios, there were two packages. There was the premium version where we got two Jokers, and then the deluxe version where we got four Jokers, right? In the case of Hot Toys, going back to their website, we only get one figure, right? And it's obviously the look from the Murray show with the kind of I don't want to say original suit, right? But obviously that this would be pretty much the legit look that he's supposed to have in the movie, right? So this is his look based on the Murray show, where he shoots Murray, right? And pretty much just kind of shows himself as the villain that we all know him to be, right? So I did want to go ahead and make comparisons, right? But first I do want to start with the actual figure itself, right? So pretty much taking a look at some of the images, right? I can't lie to you guys, this figure really is a little bit funny to me, because it shows the capabilities that Hot Toys has as a company, but it's like now they had to react because they have competition with this figure individually, right? They knew damn well that they couldn't do some of the things that they do with other figures, because obviously there's a competition to them, which is Inart, right, / Queen Studios. So there are things that they had to make sure that they didn't do to make sure that the release was good, as good or possibly even better than the Inart figure, right? So one of the things that I'm talking about is those forearms and hands, right? So with Hot Toys, pretty much every single figure, I would say 99.9%, there's always an exception here and there, but we always get just the hands, right? And there's a division between the wrist, which is obviously the forearm, and then it's divided. We get that seam line within the hands. This time they didn't do that. This time they went ahead and did a finely sculpted forearms and hands, which are pretty much all together, and that means that we're not going to have any seam seam lines as far as on the outside look for the figure itself. Now the funny thing about that is that Inart / Queen Studios also did the same thing, right? So Hot Toys knew that they couldn't get away with us seeing that horrible seam line between the hands and the body itself, right? So they had to do this, right, for this figure specifically. But it bothers me because this is something that they should do for me, if for every single figure, right? But because they're so lazy and so inconsistent at times, right, we get like some lazy like releases, right? So yeah, sure, it's a good thing that they did this for this Joker, but again, it's for me, it's not necessarily that they wanted to do it, it's more so that they were forced to do it because of Inart's release, right? Other things that the figure comes with, so it does come with this display base, pretty much with the Murray show, right, which also the Inart Joker comes with. So I'm gonna fast forward a little bit to the images that that Inart has. So if I'm not mistaken, that base is gonna be, and I should find it right here. So this would be pretty much the display base. So we get Joker at the bottom, and then we get the curtains right here from that Murray show. And then if I'm not mistaken, you guys can pretty much remove there we go. I should find it right here. There we go. So pretty much we get this curtain right here, right? And then another image of that display base is right here. So it's pretty much kind of like the city view through the windows, right? For the sideshow / Hot Toys Joker, we get a logo of the Murray Franklin show right here on the display base along with the curtains. We get an applause logo at the top, right, or sign. We get some lights, and of course that yellow seat where he was sitting in, and pretty much the nameplate, even though you guys can see it very, very well, is going to be pretty much the same as the logo of the movie, right? So one thing that I will give Hot Toys is that to me, this individual display base is better for Hot Toys than Inart, right? I love the Live with Murray Franklin logo right here, and I think it just looks really, really nice. Meanwhile, the Inart Joker's Queen Studios, it's a nice display base, right? But I think that Murray Franklin logo or nameplate is better on the Hot Toys figure, right? So just kind of one thing to note. Going back to the Hot Toys Joker, so obviously the big question is that rooted hair, right? And obviously the head sculpt itself, right? So to me, obviously I'm not gonna come here and say, guys, that this is a bad head sculpt. Obviously this is a really, really good head sculpt. We get a mean smirk, right? And obviously the rooted hair itself, it's color green, right? The makeup is well done, right? It looks exactly as Joaquin Phoenix as the Joker, right? But obviously the question here is not whether this is a great head sculpt, because to me that's kind of pretty much a given. The big question here is if this is a better head sculpt than the one from Inart, right? So if I go back to the Inart hot figure, and just give me 1 second while I go back, right? Just gotta go back to the main images. So to me, this one's not even close in my personal opinion. And now you guys might think, okay, what differences can you see, right? But look, I'm gonna take a look at this image specifically, right? So to me, the facial expression is similar, right? But I think that the Joker from Inart, I think that it's more of a kind of dull, serious look, while the Hot Toys one, it's more like a mean smirk, right? Now, with this smirk itself, we do get some kind of skin lines, right? And some pretty much some skin lines, kind of making this Joker look a little bit older than the Inart Joker. Yes, with this one we get the regular forehead lines, but we don't get really any lines right here on his cheeks, right, to show kind of expressions, right? And again, I think to me that's understandable, right? Now, to me, and this is just my personal opinion, I don't even think it's close. I think that the Inart Joker face is much better. I don't know why, to be honest with you, but I think number one, the rooted hair is much better done. I think that the way it's done right here, it just looks so legit, right? And it looks absolutely awesome. Now with this Inart Joker, it looks good, but as you guys can see, some of the pieces of the hair looks just kind of out of sort and out of place, right? It's more like it's just out of order, right? Now here it just looks very nicely done, and to me, it's supposed to be nicely done because obviously the Joker, he gets very well ready, right, for this show specifically. So his suit's supposed to be nicely tailored. His makeup's supposed to be nicely done. His hair's supposed to be nicely done as well. So to me, the Inart Joker head sculpt is the much better one. Please let me know in the comments if you guys agree with me or not, or if I'm missing something, right? As I always like to say, feel free to let me know what are things that I miss on and what are things that I can do better with these figure previews. But again, just looking at the head sculpt, again, both to me are nice head sculpts, but I have to go with the Inart Queen Studios head sculpt. It's just a much better head sculpt for me, and there's just something about the skin texture that just looks much better for that one, in my personal opinion itself. Now the suit itself, I really won't talk about it. To me, the suit looks pretty much exactly the same on both figures. There might be a detail here and there, but those are the things that we would only know once we actually get the figures in person, right? I think the body proportions are pretty good for both figures as well, right? The figure's really skinny, right? So those are the things that are pretty much given, right? Now accessories, right, wise, I think with the Inart Joker, if I'm not mistaken, we only get let me see. So we get obviously the rare hands, but we do get obviously the seat that also comes with the Hot Toys version. We do get that gun that he has on the Murray show, right? Maybe a cigarette here and there as well, right? Meanwhile, the Hot Toys Joker comes with that pistol, but then he also does have, I think it's a journal if I'm not mistaken as well, right here. So that is something also that comes with the figure, and also the mask, right? Although he doesn't have it here on the show, but it still comes as an accessory, right? So pretty much that's all that I really can say about the figure. As like I said, right, I mean, we really can't ask ourselves if this is a good figure or if the figure looks good. I think the figure looks great, right? From everything, the head sculpt is great, the rooted hair looks good as well, but again, just comparing it to the Inart figure, I think that the Inart figure is, I don't want to say miles ahead, but it's pretty much better than this Joker in my personal opinion. But again, let me know in the comments, guys, which figure do you think is better, right? Whether it's the Inart or the Joker itself. Now some people might like this release by Hot Toys a little bit more because of the pricing, right? So obviously with Inart, we either have to get 2 figures or we have to get 4, right? So some people might not be able to afford those 2 or 4 figures, right? So this release does come pretty handy because it's only 1 figure, right? And also they do give us the option of getting a plastic the sculpted hair version, which is obviously cheaper, and we don't get that option with Inart as well, right? Either it's the 2 figures, the 4 figures, which are all Artisan editions, or we don't get anything, right? So I think that's something that Hot Toys has to their advantage, right? That some people could end up doing, right? That, you know, the pricing itself and the fact that it's just 1 figure and it's more affordable than 2 or 4, right? Now me personally, and I wanted to get to this part, so which version am I getting, right? No question, I'm getting the Inart version. Number 1, it's the first one that came out, so I didn't expect Hot Toys to release their own Joker. But at the same time, again, 4 figures, my god, I cannot wait to get all that, the 4-pack figure set. It's gonna be one of my favorite videos ever to do, right? All of the accessories, all the Jokers are gonna look so freaking awesome, so I cannot wait to get all of them, right? And I just think that as far as the Murray show look, I think it's just better for the Inart figure, in my personal opinion, right? It's just better, right, as far as the head sculpt, right, and the way that the rooted hair looks on the figure. To me, it's just better, right? Now this figure, right, itself for Hot Toys, I am going to skip on it, right? Now that's probably not a very popular thing to say whenever I'm doing a preview video, right? So apologies if I'm not doing something if I'm offending somebody by doing a preview video for a figure that I'm not gonna end up purchasing, right? But I did want to at least make a comparison between the 2 Jokers, and I wanted to get you guys' opinions on the guy as well, so that's why I'm doing the video itself, right? But there's a point where these figures are so expensive that you have to make a sacrifice here and there, and with all the releases that Hot Toys has had over the last couple of days, right? Also, I have a lot of figures being shipped out right now, so I kind of have to make those final payments for those figures. So sadly, I did have to make a sacrifice, and in this case, I am not going to get this Joker itself, right? But again, I do have the 4-figure set from Inart, so we will definitely be getting at least a Joker from this specific movie for played by Joaquin Phoenix. Once again, guys, I really want to let you I really want to know what you guys have to say about this figure. Let me know in the comments, please, which figure do you think is better, if you guys are going to get the guy, what are things that could have been better about the figure. figure, and at the same time what are things that I probably miss as far as the figure itself. I will be tuned in to see what you guys think about the figure itself, right? For now, this is going to be it for the video. As always, want to thank you for supporting the channel and for subscribing to my channel. We had hit the 900 subscriber mark. Just so thankful for all the support that you guys provide on a daily basis to my channel. It means the world to me, so thank you for that. Just an FYI, if you guys are still watching, when I get to 1,000 subscribers, I will do a figure giveaway, and it is a Hot Toys figure giveaway. So please subscribe to my channel, because this figure is one that you guys will not want to miss. So make sure that you guys are subscribed, and once I get that 1,000, I will make sure to announce it, right? And I'll try to be as detailed as I possibly can. So just an FYI of what's coming up on my channel, right? And speaking of what's coming up on my channel, as always, want to remind you to subscribe to my channel and also hit the notifications bell if it is the first time that you're watching me, so that way you're always updated with anything that I drop on a daily basis, right? And also feel free to add me on Instagram and TikTok. My links are on the description of the video. Again, I drop daily images of my figures, right, as well as updates on what I have coming up on my account and channel. So for now, guys, this is going to be it for this Joaquin Phoenix the Joker Artisan Edition figure preview. Thank you again for tuning in today, and I will see you next time.